commissioned a multi-million Dalasi printing and publishing machine for the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation, the Gambia Doors Printing and Publishing, for and on behalf of the government, for the public and other bodies. A former army chief and one-time interior minister tells the Truth Commission the murder of 54 West African migrants in the Gambia in July 2005 was state-sanctioned. The TRRC also heard from a Nigerian who is the brother of one of the victims. In business news, we hear about a forum for women to learn lessons and share success stories of survival and resilience amidst the coronavirus pandemic. In sports news, we hear about an exciting match at the Jara West Knockout Tournament. And we take a brief look forward to the conclusion of the AFCON Under-20 tournament, where Gambia's young Scorpions still have a chance to finish on a high. Those were our main headlines. Now the local news in detail. Stay with us. Breakthrough for our national response to COVID-19, the Gambia has become one of the first countries on the continent to receive its first batch of vaccines from the COVAX facility. The Global Initiative for Equitable Distribution COVID-19 Vaccines, a shipment of 36,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine landed at the Banjul International Airport. QTV's Mamadou Lamin Choi has the latest.
It is called the beginning of the end of a deadly virus that has become massively destructive to our lives and socio-economic development. At the Banjul International Airport, hope has landed in our country, and it is given a fitting welcome by delegations of relevant authorities. A supply of 36,000 AstraZeneca vaccine doses manufactured by the Serum Institute of India have arrived through the COVAX facility, the Global Initiative for Equitable Distribution of Vaccines to Middle and Low-Income Countries.
This particular consignment of 36,000 vaccines is one of several consignments that will be coming in over the next couple of months, because there is an indicative amount for the Gambia which has been pegged at a maximum threshold of 180,000 vaccines that we hope will be arriving in total before the month of June. So with this, I think that we're witnessing a historical moment.
The arrival of this batch will set off the implementation of one of Gambia's largest vaccination campaigns. As indicated in the Ministry of Health's vaccination program, first inoculations will be on a priority basis for 20% of the Gambia's population. This will include health workers, people with underlying health conditions, members of the security forces, teachers, and those aged 65 years and above.
And the most important aim at the end of doing all this is to end the acute phase of the pandemic, meaning the burden on the health service, the burden on the whole system will be relieved. If we have less people who are getting severe disease, we don't have to admit many people in the whole facility. If we don't do that, we'll be able to take care of others with other conditions of essential health services. And that if we do that, we'll be able to rebuild the economy.
The Ministry of Health plans to begin immunization of the targeted population in a few days. The ministry also promises to announce the date for the start of the vaccine rollout soon. And the takeaway message from these authorities for the public via the press is an appeal for us to only listen to and rely on the experts for facts and build trust in the safety and efficacy of the vaccines.
So I'm imploring you, the media, to rise up to the occasion and so that people are convinced, because COVID-19 is science, and the scientists have spoken. They are telling us that the vaccine is safe, is efficacious, is effective. What more do we need? What else do we need? What more convincing do we need? For me, I am convinced, and I'm encouraging you to all of you to be convinced as well.
Another reminder to the public is that we must not let our guards down or allow complacency in our collective effort in tackling the deadly disease. For those eligible for the vaccines, The Minister of Health is urging all to participate in the first round of vaccination to protect themselves and the larger population.
I want people to make themselves available, accept the vaccines so that we are protected. But of course, the arrival of the vaccines should also not mean that we should be complacent and we forget about every other preventive method. They go together. So it is the vaccines come to strengthen our response, our strategies. It's part and parcel of the preventive strategies. The vaccination is part and parcel of them.
For effective immunity, this version of the AstraZeneca vaccine is administered in 2 doses with intervals of between 8 to 12 weeks after taking for a shot of a jab. The vaccine is also the same as the ones that were delivered last week to Ghana, Ivory Coast, Nigeria and Angola. After this batch, more are expected to arrive from the COVAX facility, the African Union, Senegal and other Gambia's development partners. Mahmoud Lamin, QTV News.
On tomorrow's edition of the news, we hope to bring you the public's reaction to the arrival of the vaccines. President Barrow on Wednesday commissioned a multi-million-dollar printing and publishing machine newly acquired by the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation. Aliou Cisse reports.
Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation acquired a printing machine to boost its printing capacity. GPPC was established by an Act of Parliament 2004 to carry out printing and publishing on commercial terms for and on behalf of the government for public bodies and interested organizations. According to GPPC officials, this new machine has the capacity to print 22,000 exercise books in an hour. In addition, it can also print magazines and calendars of the highest quality, among others. Millions of dollars are reported to have been spent in the past on printing outside the country. The new printing machine is located at the university premises along the MDI Road. President Adama Barrow described the inauguration as another milestone development by his government which borders on education and ICT. He calls for the proper use of the machine to realize the purpose for which it is acquired for.
In this way, it will help boost the financial status of GPPC and make it a thriving and dividend-paying public entity in a growing private sector environment. Attaining this requires commitment, dedication, and teamwork. I call upon all Gambians, businesses and institutions, both public and private, to support GPPC to maximally utilize this remarkable book production machine.
Kausu Dabo, chairman of the GPPC's board of directors, welcomes the procurement of the printing machine and is hopeful that it will help to revive the printing corporation.
It will be recalled that the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation, GPPC, was established in 2004 by an Act of Parliament, which merges the then National Printing and Stationery Corporation and the book production and material resources unit of the Ministry of Education. The rationale behind the merger is to create an efficient, effective, and sustainable institution which will help the government in its drive to ensure the security and integrity of its revenue-generating materials and to enhance mobilization of the much-needed resources for national development.
Mamadou Cisse, managing director of GPPC, said the new machine manifests their commitment to the increased printing need of the public. He applauded the cabinet for approving a cabinet paper in 2018 in which it was proposed to have GPPC as the exclusive printer for all government institutions.
Goes to confirm that with the fullest support, this machine is capable of meeting the entire nation's demand of exercise books, while at the same time export the surplus to the immediate sub-regional markets.
Ibrahim Asila, Minister of Communication and Information, recalled that the GPPC was on the verge of collapsing in 2017, but the government has been very much committed in reviving it, resulting in the procurement of this printing machine.
From today, Gambian authors will have their books printed locally at a much cheaper price thanks to this printing press that you are going to inaugurate shortly. And let me tell you, Mr. President, that already the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education and the Conference of Principals in the Gambia have signed an MOU with the Gambia Publishing and Printing Corporation, contracting the GPPC to print textbooks for all the upper basic schools in the Gambia.
If optimally used, Minister Silla projects that the machine can bring in between $700 million and $1 billion in revenue for the corporation annually. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
A former army chief and one-time interior minister under President Jammeh Tuesday told the Truth Commission that the murder of 54 West African migrants in the Gambia in July 2005 was state-sanctioned. More in this report.
Two senior officers at the epicenter of what has been a matter of international interest was Babukar Jatta, former army chief who was interior minister at the time of the infamous massacre of the West African migrants, including 44 Ghanaians. On Wednesday, he linked the former president to the murder of the migrants, telling TRRC commissioners that the killing of the West African migrants was state-sanctioned, and went on to testify that the state had orchestrated what he described as a scheme to cover up their inexcusable act, adding that there was no evidence or reason to summarily execute them as they posed no threat at the time of their arrest.
The state made deliberate efforts to cover up these killings.
Katako kan hanin kabi manzala karola katako be fere ka kunyinta ka mabo puruka kunyinka kisikisiba.
Correct?
Tonya?
Well, from all indications, that's right.
Ha, tamanzerol be yole itandide ko mutonyalti.
But this was not just the higher levels of state, the president and the others. Even at your level, you all succumbed or you all participated in the cover-up.
The witness also says on the day in question, he had approached President Jammeh at Makati Square to inform him of the arrest of the migrants. However, to his surprise, he said Jammeh told him he was already aware of the arrest. He says ex-President Jammeh and the former IGP Usman Sonko should be held accountable for the murder of the West African migrants.
This should not happen in this country.
Did you at that stage? Why? People die everywhere.
I do know.
So why did you say that this should not happen in this country?
This was on a large scale.
People die like that.
But look at the way they were packed. That will show that something terribly wrong has happened here.
The witness also revealed that the killing of former State Guard soldier Almamo Mane, a close Jammeh associate who later fell out with him and was accused of plotting a coup, was never investigated, nor was anyone arrested for his unlawful killing. Answane Sonyasi for QTV News.
We will take a commercial break. Still to come, we have some more local business and sports news.
Buy Parfum, the first perfume bar in Gambia. Buy Parfum, it's another way to perfume yourself in a luxurious and attractive shop called Buy Parfum. Come and find rare and natural churai flowers and also the fragrances of the biggest popular brands: Oud Private Collection, Air Freshener, Flora, Venus, Fresh 24, and many other products. With Buy Parfum, discover the Parfum Bar, a new concept in the world. Personalize your scents with the Parfum Bar. With the Parfum Bar, choose the perfume that looks like you. Buy Parfum, 54 Kayoraba Avenue, opposite to American Embassy. You can join us on 77000225 or 529-1888. Buy Parfum Gambia. You will really love it.
Imam Usman Jabo Masjid Taqwa di attekati ci High Court. Jamono biñ tollu nak ñu ngi sentu benen song bu metti bo xamne febar bi ñu COVID-19 mu ko wara songat. Borom xam-xam yi nga xamne seen xam-xam dafa màcc jëm ci wér gu yaram dem nañ ba ràññee ne beneen façon yi jàngoro ji beneen fiisam mu ngi commencé di génn te beneen bi génn moo gën a gaaw ci ni muy tasaarooxee moo gën a gaawit ci ni muy reyee nit li nga xam ne nag moom la ñuy sàkk pour ñu mën a aar suñ bopp ci jàngoro ji mooy ñu topp njàngat mi nga xam ne Minister of Health ak WHO jàngal nañ ñu ko te mooy ñu fexe bay sol suñuy masque di raxas suñuy loxo fexe it di sorewante te itam di jëfandikoo garab yi nga xam ne suñ ko defee ci suñuy loxo jàngoro ji du mën a tasaaroo.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, a quick reminder that this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios. Thanks for watching. Still local news. Kehinde Enagame, a Nigerian man, testified on Tuesday before the TRRC about his brother Paul Enagame, who he believes was among the 59 West African migrants killed in Gambia in 2005. Omar Pijalo has the rest of that story.
Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission TRRC, Kehinde Enagame said he learned from a friend that his brother Paul Enagame, then 28, was arrested and killed by Gambian authorities in 2005 while seeking to migrate to Europe. Paul Enagame is believed to be one of the 9 Nigerians killed in the massacre, according to a 2008 report by the Nigerian High Commission in the Gambia. In addition to the Nigerians, about 44 Ghanaians and nationals of Congo, Ivory Coast, Gambia, Liberia, Senegal, Sierra Leone and Togo are believed to have been killed in July 2005. The witness told the commission that since his brother went missing 15 years ago, they have been searching for the truth about what happened to him, but to no avail, until the killing of the migrants received international attention in recent years. Adding that it is very painful and traumatic for the whole family. Kehinde Enagame called for Yaya Jammeh and those involved in his brother's killing to be brought to justice.
How did it feel when you received this material?
I
cried. How did your family feel?
The family
it's a trauma.
Interestingly, after 15 years since the migrants' incident, the witness still have in his possession the bank transaction of him sending money to his brother Paul, an article in a Senegalese newspaper called L'Obs about the massacre, and his last message from Paul through a Yahoo email on Thursday the 21st of July 2005. Previous official attempts to investigate the massacre, for example Ghana in 2005 and 2006, were blocked by the then Jammeh government. In 2008, the United Nations and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, formed a joint investigative team which produced a report in April 2009 that was said to have concluded that the Gambian government was not directly or indirectly involved in the deaths and enforced disappearances. The report, however, blamed the killings on elements in Gambia's security services acting on their own. Interestingly, the infamous UN-ECOWAS joint report has never been made public, despite constant requests by the victims and by 5 UN human rights monitors. However, Human Rights Watch and Trial International published a report in May 2018 based on interviews with former Jammeh-era security officials directly involved in the incident that found that the migrants were detained by Jammeh's close associates in the army, the navy and the police, and then summarily executed by the so-called junglers, a paramilitary unit operating under Jammeh's orders. The Gambia government also destroyed key evidence before the UN ECOWAS team arrived, the report concluded. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Over the weekend, the management of Gambisara Health Center, in collaboration with the community, organized a data presentation and award ceremony for their staff in recognition of their invaluable service towards health service delivery in Jemara District. Alhaji A.F. Jala reports.
Annually by the management to take stock of their achievements, challenges and setbacks, and collaborate with the communities to map out a way forward to achieve their targets. At the presentation ceremony, Mr. Lamin Jatta, officer in charge, commends his staff for their dedication and commitment to health service delivery within the district and beyond. He also emphasized the importance of community collaboration in service delivery.
Actually, what prompted me to come up with such activity is to present our annual data, because it's important the people you are working, serving, like show them what you are doing, show them the reality of things. Because if you sit here, people will come and go, they will not actually know what are some of the issues within this catchment area, because it's a very big catchment area. Also, it's two in one. You also use the occasion to appraise staff, these deserving staff, the people who have been working hard, at least to give them a certificate so that to show a sign of appreciation that the good work you have been doing this past year is highly appreciated. So we cannot give them money, but with that certificate, at least that it can go a long way.
Mr. Jatta further appeals for more support from government and other donors.
The first message is going to be the people of this catchment area, because sometimes we cannot wait for the government alone to come and do it for us. You see, health, we are at a point, we have to take ownership of things. The catchment area is big. Gambisara is the main health facility within Jimara. So I think the government needs to do a lot. Both the government, individual, all of us, it's a collective issue.
Umisar, a young female midwife, was awarded as the most outstanding staff of the facility. She thanked her husband and family for the support and further challenged her colleague nurse to take up the nursing profession with passion and commitment in serving their people.
It's not an easy task, but with hard work, dedication, I'm able to achieve it. Sometimes you go the whole day, you sleep less than 2 hours. It's not an easy task, but Alhamdulillah, God was able to guide me, give me the strength and the health to able to deliver to my community, to my country. What I have to say is that let us all strike hard. What a man can do, a woman can do better. So we can do it. Let us all be dedicated to our work, respect our work, and respect our clients. Know that we are there to serve humanity.
Silla Sabali of Sarajata in Jimara district was given an award as the only male in Jimara district and surrounding to escort his wife and child for immunization and antenatal care. I am happy to receive this award. This will serve as a motivation for me and encourage other men to do the same. Men too have a big role to play in family care. Therefore, I am encouraging men to escort their women for clinical care during and after pregnancy. Gambisara Health Centers caters for over 40,000 inhabitants within the district and neighboring communities in Senegal. Despite their meager resources, due to good management, they have recorded tremendous achievement. For example, in 2020, they had 593 birth deliveries, out of which there were no maternal deaths. Reporting for QTV News, I am Alaji F.
Well, congratulations to all awardees. Tumani Agency for Development has recently organized a stakeholder information sharing forum on their activity implementation, successes and challenges. The event in URR was funded by the European Union through GIZ. This story is by Fode Mane and narrated by Alhaji A.F. Jallo.
The forum brought together various regional stakeholders, including the governor, heads of institutions, chiefs, alcalolos, VDCs, women and youth leaders. The forum was aimed at generating feedbacks from the stakeholders and the beneficiaries for better programming in their future activities. The executive director of TAD, Mohamed B. Drame, said the opinions given by stakeholders would help them better implement projects and identify key priority areas for community intervention.
We conducted community need assessment in all our communities that are affiliated to the organization. We did need assessment, prioritize those needs and develop strategic development. You can see that over the period we have implemented a lot of activities, projects and programs here. All those programs and activities generated from the strategic development. That strategic development have expired in 2020 December. We want to develop a new one. So in developing that new one, we do not only want to review the existing one, even though we review it, but after reviewing also, we want to use another approach. This is why that approach is to organize a stakeholder forum, present to our partners, beneficiaries, all the stakeholders, what we are doing, what are our challenges, and what do they think our governance system is. What is their concern and opinions and way forward in regards to our project implementation strategies, community needs. Then we will compile this feedback and put it to actionable plan.
Mohamed Bite, the TVET component head of GIZ, highlighted their areas of partnership with TAD and reaffirmed their commitment to organize more of such forums in sustaining the activities of their partnership.
The aim of our project is basically to arm youths with skills for them to be able to utilize this in industry through self-employment or wage employment. For us, the way we have structured our project, we're not leaving out anybody to idle after training. After the training, we will support them. We give them startup kits for them to establish their own business.
Other partners who share their areas of intervention with TAG are featured in our hands and the Peace Corps, the Gambia, which includes foods and nutrition security and enhancing environmental management and adult literacy. Janama Jane is a beneficiary and master farmer from Tinkinjo village.
Nala, so that I can tell you content kubaleti katat soto Tinkinjo konaja.
We are very happy to have TAD in our village. We never knew some farming practices before, but with TAD, we came to know a lot about good gardening practices to sustain our livelihood. We are master farmers. 10 women and 5 women on the TAD. We learned a lot through adult literacy program. We are urging partners to continue supporting TAD with funding. Tumana Agency for Development TAD is a non-profit organization with a vision to enhance food security and improve sustainable development for all rural communities through agriculture and environmental techniques, and to empower young people in skills acquisition to enable them in sustainable employment. Reporting for QTV News, I am Alaji F. Jara.
Efforts are being made to find a 17-year-old girl who has been missing since 8 February 2021. Bojang Kasama was staying with her stepmother in Brikama in the West Coast region. Babakar Sise has more.
Binta Kasama, commonly known as Bojang Kasama, are desperate to know her whereabouts after she left home 3 weeks ago to sell water at the Brikama car park and failed to return. The information gathered from her family is that she was last spotted around Ibo town. Her guardian, Boto Kamara, said the matter was reported to the police and it was announced on local radio and on social media platforms. He made frantic efforts to look for her in Brikama and other places, but to no avail. I searched for her in Banjul, then I went to Bakau and Serekunda, but I did not see her. I also started at Westfield, then Joswang, Ibo Town, Talending and Bundung, but she is nowhere to be found. I was on foot because when you are searching for someone, it is better to walk. Arokisane, Bojang's stepmother, described Binta's appearance and calls for help.
I am appealing to all to help me find her. Her real name is Binta, but they call her Bojang. She is black in complexion, short and average build in body size. If anyone is holding her, please release her.
Arokisane has been married for about 20 years, but God has not yet blessed her with a child. Having Bojang, who is her elder sister's daughter, is like a consolation that puts her mind at ease and reduces the stigma associated with not bearing a child. She made this desperate and emotional appeal.
You don't have a child, and the one you have has gone. It's better for me to die and let her live. I am tired. These people can bear me witness that I don't eat when I cook. I should die because I don't have a child, and the one I have is gone. What should I do?
QTV has in the past highlighted the plight of children sent by their parents to sell food and other items by the roadsides and other public places. This not only makes them vulnerable, but also affects their education. The family is praying and are hopeful that with the help of the police and the public, Bojang will be found soon. Friends and family are appealing to the public to contact the police for any information regarding Binta Gassama, alias Bojang. Babukar Sise, QTV News.
We will take a commercial break. Still to come, we have business and sports news. Don't go away.
Are you looking for opportunities? Let's say you are an IT or management enthusiast. Did you know you can find a wide range of education or specialized training institutes in the Gambia, such as Suna Institute of Science and Technology, Campsys Technology, Insight Training Center, and Cibec College, offering information technology or management training? You can explore the diverse world of management or information technology with the use of computer, storage, networking, and other physical devices. Perhaps you are looking for opportunities in fashion design or tailoring instead. Like other education or specialized training institutes in the Gambia, SNS Institute of Creative Design offers opportunities to young, ambitious, and artistic fashion designers and tailors without prior training or certificates. Besides IT, management, fashion design, and tailoring, Waka Well's website further provides information about opportunities in agriculture, plumbing, construction, and more. If you're a plumber interested in the system of pipes, tanks, fittings, and other essential apparatus necessary for water supply and sanitation in a building, or if you're a construction worker interested in the planning and construction of building structures, education or specialized training institutes like Insight Training Center can help you pursue your passion. Alternatively, for opportunities in agriculture, the Gambia College offers specialized training to help you build a career. wakawell.info/Gambia also points to opportunities for aspiring caterers. Join many others who have benefited from education or specialized training from institutes like Mary Bennett Skills Training Center in order to pursue your passion and respond to the high catering demand for high-quality food and beverages from events, entertainment sites, hotels, and more. If you need post-training guidance, these institutes are involved in the welfare of their graduates, offering career guidance, including job application and interview preparation, in addition to their certified trainings. For those seeking opportunities abroad and are looking for safe migration ways to embark on their journey, wakawell.info/Gambia provides access to safe migration procedures that can help you get on the right track. Through wakawell.info/Gambia, you can find information about passport procedures and, if needed, required documents for your visa application, including travel health insurance, flight reservation, accommodation or hotel booking, bank statements, and more. WakaWell also provides information about visa application payments when applicable, phone numbers, useful website links, and relevant physical addresses. Are you one of those who believe that taking the back way is the only way to success? Head over to wakawell.info/Gambia to find out more about safe migration procedures and local opportunities for education, employment, and entrepreneurship in the Gambia.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. If you're watching, this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios. Up next is Business News. The coronavirus pandemic has greatly impacted the performance of entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs, and no exception. A forum for women to learn lessons, share success stories of survival and resilience amidst the coronavirus pandemic was organized by Bridging Gaps Advisory in partnership with the She Trades. Jana Basenko has the rest of that story.
The Women's Leadership Forum, which was established in 2017 to highlight the achievements of women and connect them to further partnerships.
We at Bridging Gaps are a consulting firm that focuses on women. So we have seen that most of their challenges in terms of access to finance, forums like this have helped them to know the avenues they can go to access finance. For example, in terms of business advisory as well, forums have, as well as these, have also helped them to network with the right people to access the finance. So in this pandemic, we have also seen that, like I mentioned in my opening remarks, the statistics whereby businesses have really been affected.
A recent survey among She Trades Gambia-supported women entrepreneurs found that 92% of previously well-performing businesses saw a reduction in their revenues due to the coronavirus pandemic, and they eventually had to lay off staff. The Women's Leadership Forum functions as a safe space for women to share their ideas about the way forward and how government and other stakeholders can support these businesses to mitigate the negative effects of the pandemic.
It's always good from time to time for us to take stock of what women are doing in this country and the challenges they're encountering. Because at the end of the day, what we want to see is women empowerment and gender equality in this country. As I said earlier, without gender equality and women empowerment, there would not be any development as far as this country is concerned.
SheTrades officials say they have been constantly pursuing innovative solutions for women businesses throughout the pandemic to ensure continuity despite a $2.5 billion loss in the economy overall.
So I have been supported by SheTrade, and anywhere I go, I'm always proud to say it. SheTrade supported me. They bought the land I own now. Now I'm a proud owner of 6 hectares land, all thanks to SheTrades, and I'm so excited about that.
Every year, SheTrades gender champions are selected in realizing concrete actions towards gender equality with organizations and wider society. 2020 gender champions include the current Vice President of the Gambia and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Mamadou Tangara, amongst others. The champions for 2021 were unveiled at the event. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Basonko.
And from that, we have some sports news stories. Let's go to my colleague Ali Sisi for the latest sports news. Aliu, what has been happening in the world of sports?
Thank you very much, Mariama. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Well, we're starting with community football, Jara Sama to be precise, where Diba Oil is celebrating after defeating Angalfuta 3-1 to be crowned champions of the Jara West knockout final in an intriguing final attended by my colleague Modu Gajaga. More in this report.
Twice to give his side a comfortable victory. He scored his first goal after just 52 seconds, and he completed a brace by scoring again in the second half to make it 3-1 for his side. However, Angalfuta earlier on responded in the 5th minute, courtesy of Sidi Fanel's strike, before Lamin Sarr punished Angalfuta's goalkeeper in the 11th minute for a costly mistake. Goal scorer Boubacar Drame was full of praise for his team.
Today I'm very much happy for the goal. You know, God's decision is the best. Whatever your destiny is, you must have that.
Even though Diba Oil appeared to be the better team for much of the game, Angalfuta had some good moments in the game. Coach Seni Kamara says conceding early killed their spirits.
I first have to congratulate them for the victory, and it's a hard luck to my side. It was definitely a well-prepared game and a well-contested game. We just suffered, early goals, that put us behind at the initial stage of the game. Then, we tried to level up the scores. After doing that, we were, part of the game. We came back, comport ourselves, playing the game as, as instructed by my players. So then, unfortunately, came another blow.
Momodu Gajaga, QTV News.
Well, congratulations to Diba Oil after being crowned champions of the Jara West knockout final. And now to male volleyball, because as we speak, the Gambia National Under-19 volleyball team is currently en route to Abuja, Nigeria, where they will be participating in the Continental Volleyball Championship for the first time. The team is expected to arrive in Abuja on Thursday morning. Coached by Amadou Jaju, the coach is quite optimistic that the team will deliver. And now to, of course, we all know, the national, the Under-20 African Championship currently in Mauritania, where Gambia was defeated in the semi-finals. But then the Gambia will return to action on Friday, where they take on Tunisia for the 3rd and 4th place playoff on Friday. Also, to be played on Saturday is the grand final between Ghana and Uganda. We'll bring you a detailed preview of these two crucial games in our tomorrow's news bulletin. Well, Mariama, that's all for the sports news. Back to you.
Thank you, Ali, for a brief rundown of that interesting sports news. Before we end this bulletin, let's take a quick look at our main stories. Gambia has joined the list of countries to have received a batch of vaccines under the COVAX initiative. President Barrow on Wednesday commissioned a multi-million Dalasi printing and publishing machine for the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation. The company does printing and publishing for and on behalf of the government, the public and other bodies. A former army chief and one-time interior minister told the Truth Commission the murder of 54 West African migrants in the Gambia in July 2005 was state-sanctioned. The TRRC also heard from a Nigerian who is the brother of one of the victims. We heard about a forum for women, lessons who share success stories of survival and resilience amidst the coronavirus pandemic. In sports news, we heard about the exciting match at Jara West Knockout Tournament. And we took a brief look forward to the conclusion of the AFCON Under-20 tournament, where Gambia's young Scorpions still have a chance to finish on a high. That's all we have for you in this edition of the QTV News. Do join us at 10 p.m. for another edition. Thanks for watching. Have a pleasant night.